where does it all start? It all starts when you're a baby. Nice rattle. Okay. It all starts when we're a baby. Always crying. That's where it all starts. When you arrive on this planet as a newborn baby, guess what you've got in your brain? A perfect program for success. Do you believe me? Left to our own devices, we will be so successful. But you know what happens? We spend 20 odd years initially letting people bugger up the plan, right? And it all starts. Now Steve Bourne might remember this from years ago. This is my picture of your brain. And as Val always says, it's not to scale. All right? Now, this is your conscious mind. This is your subconscious. Okay? This is the bit that you use to get yourself into trouble. This is the bit you use that when someone cuts you up on the Mitchell Freeway, you go, oh, and it gets you all wound up. This is where all your stress and anxiety takes place, okay? And this is the area that when you're born carries all the success, right? But what do? Follow me to a little house in the suburbs. We've just got our newborn baby, programmed perfectly for success. Lovely, do you like it? Little Johnny. Okay, and we've got little Johnny in our arms, we wander around, and we just can't wait till little Johnny can walk. It's going to be so exciting. Come on. Then all of a sudden, little Johnny starts stumbling around, and he's got his chocolatey hands, and he goes onto your brand new white IKEA suite. And you think we've got to do something about this. So we go back up to IKEA, and what do we buy? A playpen. It's not a playpen, it's a cage. So the first memory that we've got when we're a baby is we've just learned to stagger about and walk, and we get caged up. See where the program gets fucked up? It's ridiculous. So there we are in the cage, looking out at the world, and then we're walking around with little Johnny. So I can't wait till he can talk. It's going to be so lovely when Johnny can talk. And all of a sudden Johnny can talk and he goes, what's this? What's that? What's this? And what do we say? Because we're all so busy. In unison now we say, shut up! So now we're a newborn baby, we've been locked up. As soon as we start to talk, we're told to shut up, right? So you can see where the confusion starts. So here's Mum and Dad. I'm going to put a big smile on Dad because he don't help. And there's Mum, sad Mum, because she's had to look after the baby. So there's Mum and Dad, right? Then who else? Who else gives us a bit of instruction when we're programming ourselves? Okay? Well, the next person we bump into is the teacher, isn't it? Lovely, the teacher is. Let's put him over here. He's got a big smile on his face because he's buggered loads of lives up, he has, during his time. There's the teacher. Right. Now, make a note of this. The biggest thing that you possess to create success is your imagination, to be able to look into the future and imagine it happening. But the teacher comes along, and little Johnny's sitting in class and he's daydreaming and he's thinking of being a train driver, but he's not thinking about it. The smoke's going past his face and he's on that and he's stoking the fire. And the teacher comes along and says, Johnny, you daydreaming? And little Johnny looks at him and he cuffs him. Not allowed to do that now, are we? Perhaps they should bring that back. Anyway, so little Johnny, now, Mum and Dad have done their bit. Now listen, all the way we're talking about this, no one is telling you this information to harm you. Every single person that's programming your subconscious thinks they're doing you a favour, right? So the teacher has now told you that it's wrong to daydream. Now the ability to daydream and actually put yourself in the picture is the biggest thing that you've got to give you success. But then it gets better. Because we meet Bill up the pub. Who knows Bill up the pub? Right? You're going to have a house built. She walks up the pub, you're all lucky. You walk in and Bill said, "What you got under your arm?" He said, "I've got the plans to me. Look, let's have a look, Bush." Right? You open it up on the bar, and Bill stands there and he says, "I won't do it like that. I'll move that wall and see that path up there. I'll pack that path going in the other way and I'll have a big driveway." Now, Bill is a greengrocer. I don't know about you, but when I'm having a house designed, I'd rather go to an architect, wouldn't you? But Bill's got plenty to say, so he's also programming you. And then we get my favourite, my very favourite. And he's got a really big smile. Because this is if it were me. Who knows if it were me? Who knows the guy that whatever you do, if it were me, I'd do it different. If it were me, I'd do this. If it were me, I'd do that. So you see what's happening here? All this information is going into your subconscious. And your subconscious is where you make your decisions. And the last one we're going to put in here, because there's plenty of others, but here he is. Confused look on his face, because this is I'm gonna. This is the one that when you ask him for a help, he goes, "Just go up the road," or "I'm gonna do this," or "I'm gonna do that." He's the one who never ever actually gets in to help you. So, you see what happens. There's your conscious mind. Now, your subconscious mind. Now, when something goes into your conscious mind and you're looking for an answer, do you know where it goes looking? Your subconscious. So someone comes along and says to you, "Here, I've been studying this stuff for 25 years, and if you listen to me for a couple of hours, you are going to have the formula to have success. Guaranteed, no questions asked." Right? So, the conscious mind goes down here. Now, what earthly chance have you got of getting a good decision based on all the information in your mind? Auntie Lil. "Oh, don't do that. Don't start a business. You'll go broke." I saw a little bloke up the road. Started a business, he went skin. Right? So all this information, so someone comes along, gives you good information, and you go looking in here, right? And you come back, "Sorry, I'm not going to listen." Right? Some of you in here tonight might actually have people with voices in your back say, "Who's the nutcase up the front?" What would he know? Right? Get rid of them. Get rid of the voices. So, I told you that when you were born, you had the perfect recipe for success. But what we've done over the years, right, we've actually filled our subconscious with rubbish. But, thankfully, there's a little bit up here that I call the play area. Now, the play area is the only bit of your brain that's left from when you were a baby, okay? And this bit will actually work properly, providing you relax. So, I tell people to imagine what they want to achieve in the future and live it now. And they say, "He's on drugs. How can you do that? How can you live like that?" So I say to them, "Okay, here's a bit of help. We want a holiday In the old days you got the brochure, but now you look on the internet, right? And you look at all the holidays and all the different things, and suddenly you make your mind up. You're going on holiday. Now the minute that you give the deposit to the travel agent, what do you start doing? Thinking about the holiday, right? So all the times, it might be 6 months away, but every time it's a little bit difficult, you see the palm trees, a few gin and tonics, right? Lovely time. You don't imagine it pissing with rain, do you? Hey? Or stubbing your toe on the beach and going to the local A&I or A&E department because you've broke your toe, do you? You imagine it all going well. But every time you think of the future, of what you want, okay, that you're able to achieve if you just relax, what do? Well, if this happens, or if that happens, if this happens, so how come we can actually project into the future to our holiday 6 months ahead and actually, like, you know, lying in bed and the lovely sun coming down, the sand, everything's going well, isn't it? Right? So we can project into the future and fill our head with a perfect image by living it now. And you're going to learn a little bit more about that. So, there we are. So how do we get into the play area? Well, all of a sudden, the day's come. We're going on holiday. Taxi pulls up outside. Where you going, mate? Perth Airport? Which one? I didn't know there was more than one. I think I'll go to the international, because we're going to the Caribbean. So you jump in the thing, you get in the car, you drive along, having a nice chat with the old cab driver. Pull up at the airport, get out, get your bags, go to the lady on the desk. Passport, lovely, stamps the passport, and we go through security, we take our trousers off, make sure we ain't got no drugs and everything, and then we carry on, and we go through to the duty-free area. I think we'll have a good time, love. Get a bottle of gin. Tell you what, get two bottles of gin. We're going along, we're sitting down in the waiting room, and then all of a sudden we get on the plane, and within half an hour, we've got our first gin and tonic, or a glass of wine, or beer. And here we go, we're starting our holiday. And all of a sudden, we're not yet there, but we're sneaking into the play area. Because what are we doing? Subconsciously, we're leaving all our troubles behind, aren't we? Right? So the further we get from home, the more relaxed we become. So we get to the other airport, and we pop through the airport, get out the other side, and all of a sudden, you know that smell you get when you're on holiday? As you open the doors, it's warm and a lovely smell of stuff. You don't get it anywhere else. And you go and you get in the cab, drive through the hotel saying, I think I'll have an early night, love. Going on the beach tomorrow. All of a sudden you go along there. Next morning, up you get. Board shorts, nice pair of board shorts. Bright shirt, something a bit brighter than this, but a nice bright shirt. And you're walking along the old road there. And it's all totally different. Everyone's smiling. They're all in the play area. They're all, how you going, mate? All right? Lovely. Right? Because we've gone away from our problems, and it's a different world, isn't it? Well, you come into the bar, have a nice drink. So I'll go and have a little lie down. And you go and grab a lounger by the pool. One of the only ones without a German towel on it. You lie on that. And where are you? In here. And all the things in you that were problems disappear. I know how to solve that, it's a doddle. And I think I'll open a business when I get home. And I think I'll buy myself an old vintage car and tart it up. And everything's possible, isn't it? Have you had that? Who's laid there on the beach with not a care in the world? Forget everything that's behind, and what happens? Everything's possible. You're in the play area. You're in the only bit of your brain that's left over from when you was a baby. Everything else you've managed to bugger up, because this bit ain't no good, because you're always stressed when you're up there. And this bit ain't no good because all these kind people bug it up for you. So that's the tiny little bit there. But ain't it great? You're lying there and it's absolutely lovely. Then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, time to go home. God, I wish I'd booked another week. You're walking along, get on the plane, have a couple of drinks. It's still almost there. And then as you land at Perth Airport, ping! What jumps into your head? I hope they remember to feed the dog. Right? I hope they remember to feed the dog. I hope they've done this. No, it's what you're really, really, really straining to stop all these terrible thoughts going in your head. Right? But anyway, as you just go out the door, bing, bing, 2 things jump out. Oh shit, I was so happy and now it's all these problems are coming back in my head. So by the time you get home, guess what? You're back in there. Not a good place to be. You need to be in the play area to actually be successful. Now I'm going to ask you a question now. How many people in this room are stressed? Oh, that took a while, but you see, normally, when I ask that question, 1 or 2 hands goes up because we're in denial. Right? We're in denial. But your stress level, right, whether you think you're stressed or not, your stress level is at the exact level you need to be to cope with your life. But you're so used to it that you don't know that you're stressed. So you've got to do something about it. Because when you get in the play area on holiday, what's your stress level? Right or wrong? Okay? So you can de-stress, but it's not until you're totally relaxed that you know whether you were stressed or not. Make sense? Right. So we've now come back off holiday. Let me have a quick drink. And we've learned the rules now, that this is a good place to be. We need to do something about these voices, because all these people here have created what we call limiting beliefs in your head. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you something now. Those of you who've got a pad, think about it. Those that haven't, I will give you my email address and you can email me and I'll give you some stuff on this. This is Uncle Croz's guaranteed 100% no failure secret for success. And the only person that can bugger it up is who? You. Right? I went to Bali and there was a geezer doing a trick. Right? I said, oh, I tell you what, that'd be great. If I could learn to do that trick and go down to the pub, they'd think, oh, brilliant doing that trick. So when I was down, I said, hey, 300,000 million baht or something like that. So I said, can I have the one you're using? So I thought, I'm not having that. I'm going to have the one he's using. So I know it works, right? So I went back to the hotel room. I'm sitting in the hotel room and I've done 2 hours. Could I make it work? But did it work? Yes. I couldn't make it work. I wasn't prepared to put in the time to make it work. So the only way that this formula is going to fail if you don't make it work. Right, what is it? Who in this room has got a clear mental image, crystal clear mental image of what they want to achieve? Right? Now, David, I believe, so I know David very well, but the others, the ones who didn't put their hand up are telling the truth. The ones who did put their hand up are delusional. Sorry. You are. Wait a minute. You'll find that you are. What happens here, we all think we've got a clear mental image of where we want to go. We haven't. We've got a clear mental image of where we think we can get. Okay? Totally different. Think back 10 years in your life. Time machine, come on, all think back. Think clearly. Really, really put yourself 10 years ago. Who's in a better position now than what they were 10 years ago? Almost 100%. And you've done that without knowing. You've done that without any target. So you get short-term targets, but they're no good. What you need is a clear mental image of where you're going. Look at it like the holiday brochure. This is your happiness document, right? And don't just say a big boat and a plane and all that. That's rubbish. Think of something that you really want, okay? It's a bit of a stretch. Now, in that clear mental image, don't put money. Don't put money. Put what you would do with the money. Because money creates stress, right? And I say, think of it in 10 years' time, right? Because time always creates stress. If we think we're running out of time. So what you do is you create an image here that's not involved with money, only what money will do. And you also put it 10 years' time. Now, I've got a little secret for you. The universe doesn't know It's not the lady from the airport, is it? The universe doesn't know the difference between a second and 10 years. So the reason I say put this 10 years away isn't because it's going to take 10 years to get there, but it takes the pressure off. Does that make sense? Because if you say, I want something to happen tomorrow, you're putting yourself under pressure. And if you visualise a big pile of money, it creates stress. But if you visualise what you're going to buy with the money and do with the money, it relaxes you. So there's your CMI. The next thing you've got to do, and this is a very, very important part, you've got to make where you are where you want to be. Right? Where you are where you want to be. And that means that you've got to be relaxed and happy where you are. Very, very important. Because a lot of people, and I think there might be some in this room, that have foregone things to get. Said, when I get that, I will do that. When I get that, I'll be happy. When this happens, I'll be happy. It don't work. It doesn't work that way. The only way it works, if you want to be happy when you get here, you've got to be happy when you start. Make sense? Right. Because you can only take your happiness with you. Okay? So, make where you are where you want to be. Very, very important. And the other little bit we've got to deal with is the past. Because there's people that actually use the past to blame why they can't get what they want now, which is going to affect what they get in the future. So carrying around all this rubbish from the past, I deal with people, they've had a divorce. Oh, it ruined me. The divorce ruined me. Imagine a rucksack. The divorce ruined me. Then something goes wrong and you say, I know why that went wrong, because that bloody divorce settlement. So you throw another little thing in the rucksack and you're walking along like that. And then you try and do something else, and all of a sudden, something else goes wrong. It was that bloody divorce settlement again. That's what buggered me up. So you load this thing up until it gets so heavy that you can hardly walk. Because what you're doing is you're using the past to give you excuses for why you're not successful here. And that's affecting where you want to go. So if you've got anyone in the past that you'd like to kill, forgive them. Sounds funny. I did it. Big time. I lost a business. And all I wanted to do for about 4 years was kill the bloke. So every day, and everything that went wrong in my life, it was his fault. Right? So what's happening like that? The minute I forgave him, it was like someone cutting an elastic band, you know, when you pull like that. And I moved forward so fast because I didn't have all this crap. So all think very, very carefully about the past, because your past can be pinning you back, and you can be looking, say, oh, woe is me, licking your wounds, right? Not good. Get rid of the past. Visit the past and learn from the past and bring it to you now. Because there's a lot of valuable lessons that are in the past, but you forget to use them because you're blaming the divorce settlement or the bloke that nicked the business. All the things that you're using as excuses for not going forward. Get rid of your excuses. Make where you are, where... Is there any air in here? Let's have a look. Bit warm, isn't it? But I'm on holiday again. I'll get the plane. Is that it? Oh, relax. So, who's got anything in their past that they think might be affecting what's lovely, nice, honest person here? Who's got something in the past that they are blaming? Who's in denial? Right, that's better. Okay, you don't have to tell me. I'm not going to, this isn't a thing to question you and embarrass you. I'm just so that you start questioning why you're not moving forward. Because if you've got them bloody rucksacks on your back, you can't move forward. Make sense? So get rid of them. Get in here and make here where you want to be. Most important. Make your clear mental image of what you want, not what you think you want, what you think you can get, because there's a difference. Because a lot of you would have thought many years ago you wouldn't have been able to afford a house, or you wouldn't have been able to afford to do something, and now it's nothing in the overall event of things. So if you'd at that time tried to imagine owning a house, you would, oh, I'll never do that. So make it what you want, not what you think you can achieve. Now, who's ever said, God, I miss that. If only I'd been in the right place at the right time. Who's ever said that? Come on, be honest, we've all bloody said it, haven't we? Right? Now, with this system, guess what? You can never, ever be in the wrong place. Great, isn't it? Because you know where you're going, right? So, if you go off track and you don't know where you're going, any road will do, won't it? Yeah? So you can be shooting off up here. This is what you want, but you could be going down here, over here. But if you know where you're going, you can get back on track. Okay? Now, the reason that we miss opportunities, see, people think that opportunities pop up for other people, but not for us. See, why did that bloke up the road always be successful when he picks up on everything? Why does he do that? Because he knows where he is, he knows where he's going, and it makes sense, because every single opportunity that appears, it makes sense because it's part of your journey, right? Imagine you want to open a shop and you want an empty shop, right? Guess how many empty shops you'll see tomorrow? You won't stop seeing the bloody things, right? I don't want a shop. I'll still see them, but they won't register. Does that make sense? Right, so once you know where you're going, the opportunities are relevant to where you're going. So you know that it's an opportunity. See, all the time that you're going along, not knowing where you're going, you're just spinning around like one of them pinball things, like that. You will never ever get the correct opportunity because it don't make sense to you. But immediately that you know where you're going, every single opportunity makes sense. All right? Is it coming clear to you now what's going on here? This is so simple. Do you know I get myself into trouble? I've had some real big heavy-duty people over in England coming up to me saying, Croz, don't be stupid, how can you charge if it make it so bleeding simple? I said, well, that's it, it works. It works. And I mentor and coach people. And if you go, well, if you want to go on my Facebook timeline, you'll see testimony to this. So simple, and yet people keep writing and saying, oh, this has happened, that's happened. Because it makes sense. Before, they were spinning around like they didn't know where they were going. So, once you know where you're going, once you're at peace where you are, everything starts making sense. Every single opportunity that presents itself, you know it's an opportunity. But you know the great thing? When an opportunity presents itself that's not wanted, you don't go chasing after it. Okay? So it works both ways. But when you don't know where you're going, every single opportunity that pops up, you start grabbing it, don't you? Right? So, make where you are, where you want to be. Know where you're going, right? And get rid of all the crap from the past. Now, here's the next amazing thing. Now, I'm not a religious person, but I believe there is a power. Does anyone else believe there's a power that controls this, or do we all think this is happening by accident? I think there's a power. So, people often say, that's a 3-pin plug. I better go back to art school. Anyway, I believe there's a power. And that power is 240 volt. Right? This is make it simple. But most people are burning at 25 watt. Do you all know what 25 watt bulb's like? It's the one that Harry Potter's got under the staircase. Miserable little thing, hardly any light. Dull little thing like that. And most people are only drawing 25 watt, right? And they look up the road, and there's someone up the road saying, why is he always successful, that bloke? Right? Because he's up here, greedy bastard, he's pulling 500 watt. Why is he pulling 500 watt? Why? Because he can. Because he can. And no one's told him that there's a limit on how much you can have. Right? So don't sit around burning at 25 watt and just being along with the rest. Draw what you need, because it don't run out. You see, this power will ignite a 25 watt bulb all dimmed, but it'll also power a 500 watt spotlight. But it's the power's no different. Right? Does that make sense? It's what you draw that gives it the light. So, who's ever heard of, I forgot his name now, Mo Farah? Mo Farah. He's a runner in the Olympics. Do you remember him? 5,000 metres. He wins it. Comes first. Now, the 10,000 metres comes up. Now, this guy cannot be any fitter. He's trained for ages and ages and ages to be in the Olympics, right? And he's on the line with the 10,000 metres. And he says, off he goes. Do you know what happened? He fell over. He fell over. Can you imagine? Now, as he's falling to the ground, he could have gone, shit, at least I've got an excuse for coming 5th, 6th or 7th. Right? Like the past. He's got an excuse, hasn't he? But I don't think he said that. I think he said, sod this, I'm going to dig deep. And all the best runners in the world have gone past him. Do you know where he finished in the 10,000 metres? First. All the best runners in the world have gone past him. Now, he could not have imagined in his training, could he, that he was going to fall over and he needed it. So what did he do? He drew on the power. Because when you need it, it's always there. Every single problem that you experience in life, right, in our mind, it's huge. Oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? But when we get there, if we didn't go over it, under it, or round it, we'd be stuck behind them forever, wouldn't we? So who's stuck behind a hurdle? Who's got through a few hurdles, or over them, or round them? Big ones. Everybody has, right? So, proof positive that when something's real, you get the tools to deal with it. So, be brave. Be brave. Get a little bit more energy into what you're doing. Don't keep sort of saying, oh God, what if this happens? What if that happens? Just do it. Because if it doesn't work, you will be given the tools to deal with it. Every single time. In fact, a very famous person called Mark Twain said, worrying does work. Because 99% of the things I worry about never happen. Right? And it's true, isn't it? You know, how many people in here have worried themselves to death about something and it hasn't happened? Every one of you. So why do we do it? You will be given the tools to do it. It doesn't matter what it is, right? We could all sit here saying, oh, what if this roof collapses or that collapses, and drive ourselves insane worrying about what might happen. But guess what? If that roof collapses, every single one in here will know what to do, right? Because, yes, but you will know what to do because it's a real problem. But we go along trying to solve things that don't exist. That's clever, isn't it? We keep imagining things happening or things going wrong, but they don't. So what we're doing is we're affecting now by worrying about the future. Now, I'm not saying be irresponsible and don't prepare for the future, but what I am saying is forget all that trying to work things out, because you cannot work out what's going to happen. See this here? If you know exactly where you are and you know where you're going, guess what happens? It unfolds. It goes like that, miraculously towards what you want. And the only thing that can stop it working is who? You're responsible for an awful lot. By the time we get to the end of this chat, you say, well, I've been so bloody stupid. I've fucked my whole life up just by not doing the things that I'm meant to be doing, right? So don't worry about these hurdles, because if here something happens, and it doesn't matter how bad it is, when it's real, you can solve it. When it's not real, you can't solve it. But the thing is, we spend all our energy trying to solve things that aren't real, and we wonder why we get headaches, right? So stop it. Only deal with things that are real. Make sense or not? Right. So, there's the power. You've all got access to that power. How much you draw is up to you. Alright? It's entirely up to you. But there's no limit on what you can draw. Have you all heard stories of people that get extra strength because their child's caught under something or whatever, and they do it, and it's something that they couldn't possibly have lifted? But what they've done is they've concentrated the energy, okay? So when you need it, you're given the wherewithal to deal with it. So we all try in our lives and imagine the problems. That's Everest. Who's heard of Edmund Hillary? Sir Edmund Hillary. Now, he was the first man to climb Everest. You're not old enough to know this. 1953 it was. Anyway, there's the top, and here's our friend Sir Edmund Hillary at the bottom. Okay? Now, he wants to get here. What chance has he got if he stands at the bottom going, now if a bit of overhang comes, I'll do this, and if that happens, I'll do that? He's going to be froze to the spot, isn't he? So what did he do? He just started and said, that's where I want to go. But here's something that you don't know. Sir Edmund Hillary failed twice. But they don't put that in the books, do they? We all think he stood at the bottom and ran up the top, lovely, conquered Everest, but it didn't work like that. He had 2 goes at it. And I like to think he stood at the bottom here with his big boots on and his rucksack. And he looked up there and he said, do you know what? I'm just going to deal with things as they happen. And once he'd set his mind on that, and he started, whatever the problems were on the way, he got there. Because he knew where he was, he knew where he wanted to go, and he was prepared to deal with the problems that happened. You see, but most people think that this is magic. It's not magic. It works every time, but it ain't magic. You've got to relax and allow things to happen, because every single thing that came as a problem on the way he was climbing Everest, he overcame. But twice before, he failed. But it didn't put him off. See, most people, they ring me up and say, Croz, I done what you said, and I ain't got my bike. I done what you said and I ain't got my car yet. I said, oh, that's a shame. Right? It's not magic. There's going to be problems and hurdles, but if you know where you're going and it's where you want to go, you can't fail to get there, trust me. Right? Now, if you want to know how to be a billionaire and goose people on the way through and rob people and nick their money out of their pensions and be a big businessman, I can't help you. But if you want to get to almost 70 years old, travel the world in style, right? Have a big smile on your face most of the time, right? Laughs and jokes, travel around, lots of friends, I can help you, because I'm there. And that's where I wanted to be. I'm exactly where I wanted to be. When I lost everything, which was, I can't remember when it was, but it was maybe 18, 20 years ago, skin, you'd have had to dig a hole 100 foot deep to be as low as me when I lost everything, right? And I wrote out what I wanted out of life. And what I put in that clear mental image, when I looked at it, well, this is a load of rubbish. I ain't never going to, property portfolio, I ain't got enough to go and buy a beer. Property portfolio, travel, business class, live well, all the things in that I wanted, right? But I never lost sight of it. And here I am now, back to exactly where I want to be. Now, I ain't the richest man on the block, but I think I am in how I feel. I meet people every day, billionaires, that contact me, can I help you? But the first thing they got to do is make themselves happy where they are. Because most of them people are so worried. You see, lack of money is a problem. Too much money is a problem, right? Because everyone's trying to nick it off you, right? Somewhere in the middle is lovely. But rich is to be able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, and here's the rider, and have the time and the money to allow you to do it, right? Because it ain't no good doing what you want to do when you want to do it if it's going to make you skin. So you've got to have the time and money. Now think about it. Most billionaires ain't got what? Time. That's the most valuable thing. They've got $1 billion, but they can't buy 1 second of time. Don't make any sense, does it? And they're spending all their time up saying, when I get here, I'll be all right. Now there's a man called Sir Philip Green, which I don't know if you've heard of him over here, but he was a big wheel when he bought some companies in England, British home stores, and he raped it. He nicked all the money out of the pensions, upset everybody, and then he sold it for £1 to a bankrupt. Didn't worry about the 25,000 people whose money he nicked, right? But he was convinced in his own mind that when he buys the big yacht and he's bobbing about in the Mediterranean, he'll be happy. But he's the most miserable man on earth. No one will even go near him. He's got a bloody great big yacht in the Mediterranean, one of the biggest ever built. He's one end of the sofa at the back, and his wife's the other end. They hate each other. Do you know why they're still together? He put everything in her name. He can't get rid of her. See how bad is it? He can't even get rid of his wife because she's all in her name. So, what you've got to get out of your mind, right? Money is important. I love it. When I get on a plane, I go left. And if it's over 3 hours and I can't go left, I don't go. Right? That's my choice. But it's my rules for me. So money's important, okay? But it can't be your God, okay? So unwind and don't worry about the big piles of money. They are not important, because if you get where you are and where you want to go right, it all just comes naturally, right? Because the biggest problem that we've got is chasing things. Who's heard of David Attenborough? Great fella, right? David Attenborough. Do you remember that lovely thing he did with the gorillas? Hey? Do you remember it? Now, when he went looking for them gorillas and he saw the camera crew and the gorillas over there, do you think he went, come on lads, quickly, they're over it? Where would the gorillas be? Gone. Everything you chase runs away. Now, I like to think it went something like this. learn how to attract things, and you will not attract anything. The minute you get anxious, you just press the reset button, right? You get anxious and you do make all the wrong decisions. You get anxious. So, if you don't take anything away from here tonight, other than them 3 words, relax, relax, relax. And by the time you got to the 3rd relax, you are in the perfect position to make everything work. Okay? So, right, now, how many people here are in business? Right. How many people here are in a new business? Right, this might interest you. When we start a business, we tend to grab every bit of work we can get our hands on. Who's done that? I won't punish you if you admit you have. You grab everything. Now, how many people have grabbed everything and thought, oh dear, I wish I hadn't got, I wish I hadn't grabbed that one, right? Or I wish I hadn't grabbed that one. We're not selective because we've got this scarcity in us. Have you had that? Where you sort of go, oh, I'll do this, I'll do that. But the trouble is, no one knows who you are or what you do because you're doing everything. So you might, if you're building and then the next day you want to go and be a plumber, and the next day you say, well, I'll fix your car. Well, at the pub, hit and roll, Bill. If you want your car done, get hold of Bill. He gave a drive for me the other day. So you don't get any expertise attached to you, right? So what you've got to do in business, hello Greg, it's all right, I'll do a quick resume for you. That was my bank manager when I first come here 25 years ago. Lovely, but if you need any money, go and see Greg. Pay me later, Greg. So there you are, you've got all these different things that you're clutching at. Anybody here who's in business and they're doing work that they feel they shouldn't be doing, take the plunge and specialise. See what happens. Because once you niche, right? Now, I'll tell you a little story. When I was 12 years old, something happened to me that was going to determine my life. I did a deal that earned me the equivalent of a man's 2 weeks' man's wages. I was 12 years old, maybe 13, but I am a liar. So I could have been 13, maybe not 12. And what happened, I was at school with a guy called Lawrence Gilbert, who was Jack Cohen's nephew, who started Tesco, right? And he come up to me, he said, Croz, guess what? He said, I was bought an old car, Sunbeam Talbot. He said, I polished it up, and I stood it out front of us.